Good afternoon. It's tea time, number 69. Before we try our tea, let's first boil some fresh, cold New York City tap water. As our water heats up, let's take a look at this afternoon's tea. This afternoon's tea will be Irish Breakfast by Twinings. This is the decaffeinated version. This is a strong black tea, and there are 20 tea bags to the box. Let's read this tea's description. Our Irish breakfast tea pays tribute to the Irish, who are well known for their love of strong teas. This blend combines the finest teas carefully selected from Assam and Kenya to give it added body, flavor, and strength. The bold taste originates from teas grown in the low elevation estates and tropical climate of Assam, while the rich, amber color comes from teas grown in the fertile Terra Rossa soil of Kenya. The combination of these varieties yields a full-body tea with a smooth finish. The recommended steep time for this tea is 4 minutes. We have successfully boiled our water. Let's open up this tea box and steep this tea. And we'll wait the recommended 4 minutes. Our 4 minutes of steep time has been reached. Let's try this tea. Off the bat, I'm getting a really nice flavor. Definitely deep, rich, thick. At first, I kind of needed to stir the tea. Every once in a while, with these black teas especially, I'll get them right after they steep, just kind of settle on the bottom, and they're really separate. Like it's super dark on the bottom and then light on top, so have to stir it. I wonder why that happens. Anyways. So this tea isn't very intense at all. I was expecting it to be. I think this tea could be more characterized or better characterized as thick and wholesome. Kind of like a light coffee type of tea. But relatively surprised off of my first couple of sips. Although I've had a very smooth tea by this company called English Afternoon most recently, I'm still surprised by how smooth this tea is. I was expecting it to be harsh and bitter, but this tea has zero bitterness, almost zero aftertaste. I was thinking of a good analogy, or what's the word? When something is like something else, is that a simile? I forget. But I was thinking of it as a wave, a metaphor, as kind of like this huge wave that's moving super slowly. So, although it's rich, it's not necessarily the most powerful thing, but there's kind of like this healthy, ominous feeling to the tea, just because I think one expects a heavier flavor. But there's some heaviness behind the scenes, but not really a punch. No bitterness, no harshness in this tea. This tea is really, it's not harsh. It's not a wake-up type of tea. This is like just a heavy afternoon or evening tea for me. This is too empty in terms of flavor and punch for a breakfast tea, in my opinion. It says the bold, rich taste of this hearty tea. I mean, rich is a complicated word. I feel like rich has a lot to do with flavor. like um, a deep flavor that you can't take in too much of. But this tea I could just sip forever. This tea is it's not gonna hurt to sip more of this. It's not gonna like kill my palate or be unpleasant. So I'm really interested in this tea. I think Twinings did a fantastic job, whatever this is. I'm still figuring it out, but just kind of at a loss for words, to be honest. It's the first time in a while I've been that way with a tea, and it could just be because, well, actually, I don't know. For whatever reason, I'm thankful. A couple more sips here, and I'll give this tea a healthy rating. This tea gets a 9.1. Like I said earlier, just so surprised by the overall feeling that this tea gives me. I think that's something that I'm realizing more and more about teas and my life in general, is it's not really about the thing itself, it's just about the way it makes me feel. And at the end of the day, this tea has such a I don't even know, a mysterious aspect to it. It's right there in front of you, but you can't really get a full grasp on what it is. And for that reason, this tea definitely gets a boost in rating. So with that, that's a review. Thanks so much for being here. These tea reviews are a lesson for me every time in public speaking, in editing, in self-love, and in the acceptance of the progress of my life. Cheers.